分析員との絆の力。やっぱり最強だね。
BUBU Specular Soul is our second 5-star Chaos Ballistic main DPS who can deal a very high damage this time. She is a dual submachine gun user who is also able to move in any direction while shooting the enemy, allowing her to dealing damage without being interrupted by the enemy's attack. BUBU's standard skill has two states, a normal state and specular state. In the normal state, using her standard skill can deal chaos damage to up to 5 targets in range. Additionally, BUBU can charge this gauge when her normal shot hit an enemy. After this gauge is fully charged, using her standard skill will consume all the charge and a single bullet to fire the spectral shot that deals guaranteed critical damage to the enemy. After that, it will apply 1 stack of fracture mark to the target hit, which can stack up to 24 stacks. Then BUBU gains 1 light crystal, this one, which will be necessary for her ultimate skill later. On the other hand, after BUBU uses her ultimate skill and enter the specular state, BUBU's standard skill doesn't consume skill energy and no longer has cooldown. Each time she uses her standard skill, BUBU consumes 1 light crystal and 2 bullets to unleash 2 instants of mirror shots that deal guaranteed critical damage while also triggering specular slash, 3 instants of skill damage to up to 5 surrounding targets. Furthermore, the mirror shots can also apply fracture marks to the target hit. Since BUBU's mirror shots also consume bullets per use, always make sure she has enough bullets before activating her ultimate skill, so you can prevent the awkward moment where she stands still, unable to use her standard skill due to insufficient bullets. After unlocking the first Neuronic upgrade, it can reduce the standard skill cooldown by 0.5 seconds and gain 1 skill energy for each target hit. This upgrade can allow her to spam her standard skill more frequently when facing mob enemies, especially when her skill hits 3 or more enemies. You can almost instantly recast the skill without a delay or cooldown. While the second upgrade, when equipped with Chaos Weapon, increase the fracture mark stacks applied by the spectral shot in her normal state from 1 to 2 stacks. BUBU's ultimate skill can only be used when she has at least 2 light crystals. After using the ultimate skill, the number of light crystals is doubled, and she immediately enters the specular state. While in this state, each time BUBU uses her standard skill, she will consume light crystal to deal damage and apply fracture stacks. After the light crystal runs out, BUBU will automatically use the ultimate skill again to end the state, dealing AoE damage to up to 10 targets within range, while simultaneously removing all the fracture stacks on the target hit to deal additional damage. While in specular state, we're using the ultimate skill again, staying in the state for more than 30 seconds, or leaving the field can manually exit the state and also clear all the available light crystal. For the ultimate skill first Neuronic upgrade, when equipped with a Chaos Weapon, can increase the specular slash final damage by 100% when it only hit 1 target, while the second Neuronic upgrade can increase the additional damage caused by fracture marks to 40% of BUBU's attack. After using BUBU's support skill, she will deal 8 instants of chaos damage to a single target. This support skill can deal a significant total damage to a single target, so don't hesitate to use it in co-op mode when facing a lot of mobs, enemy or bosses. After upgrading her support skill Neuronic upgrade, the first upgrade can allow her support skill to apply slow effect to the target for 2 seconds, while the second upgrade can allow her support skill to inflict damage over time on the target hit for 5 seconds. Lastly, for BUBU's Deiwos Skill, after BUBU deal chaos damage, increase her all type damage by 20% for 8 seconds, while in specular state, increase BUBU's chaos damage by 20% for 8 seconds after dealing critical hit. Additionally, increase BUBU's attack by 5% for each 100 element index. Her Deiwos skill is actually pretty good because both of these effects can activate simultaneously when BUBU enters the specular state. As for BUBU's gameplay, You can start the battle by using her standard skill to trigger her weapon skill, then start shooting the enemies until this gauge is fully charged, and then immediately use her standard skill to unleash the spectral shot by consuming all the charge while simultaneously stacking some fracture mark. Keep repeating this action until you obtain 4 stacks of light crystal. Once you have 4 stacks of light crystal, use her ultimate skill to enter the specular state, then spam her standard skill to unleash mirror shots and stacking the fracture marks on the enemy until all light crystal is consumed. BUBU will then automatically reuse her ultimate skill again to deal an AoE damage while clearing all the fracture stacks from the enemy to deal additional damage. Lastly, start shooting the enemy and repeat the rotation all over again. BUBU's damage mostly comes from the mirror shots, therefore, it is important to charge the light crystal until reaching 4 stacks before using her ultimate skill to enter the specular state. On the other hand, when BUBU is facing a lot of mobs enemy, you can keep spamming her standard skill to deal AoE damage and clear them quickly. Once only a few enemies remain, you can switch to shooting and casting specular shot from her standard skill, just like how you fight against boss enemy. As for her weapon comparison, there is a 28% DPS gap between the signature weapon and 4-star weapon. This is quite a significant difference, so it is up to you to pull her signature weapon or not. While her tier 2 signature weapon offers 58% higher performance compared to the tier 5 4-star weapon. But do we really need to pull BUBU Specular Soul? Is she even worth investing in? Well, as usual, let's discuss about her advantages and disadvantages first. BUBU's solo DPS is high enough to be considered as a top tier main DPS, which means she can become our first ballistic main DPS in Chaos Element that can deal a huge chunk of damage. Especially when facing a boss with normal shield and weak to Chaos Element, she might have an upper hand due to ballistic damage can deal double damage against normal shield. Additionally, the way she can move while dealing damage can make her less vulnerable to enemies' interruption, especially while she fires the spectral shot or mirror shot. Her interruption resistance will be increased, allowing her to maintain high DPS more easily. However, as usual, because her damage mostly comes from her attack during the specular state, and since she cannot charge the light crystal during enemies' invulnerable state, this can make her less effective when facing enemies that have invulnerable phase. Lastly, since she uses dual submachine guns, her normal shot ricochet rate is high, and since ricochet bullets cannot charge the gauge, this can result in consuming more bullets to charge the gauge. Therefore, her bullets consumption might be very high, which causes her to be reliant on Phoenix Starshine to provide additional ammunition. So overall, in my opinion, BUBU Specular Soul is really good and worth investing in due to her very high DPS, which make her a reliable top tier ballistic main DPS for Chaos Element. Her main issue is that BUBU might be quite reliant on Phoenix Starshine due to how ammo consuming she is, because running out of bullets in the middle of performing attack during her specular state can be really awkward and can reduce her DPS a lot. But of course, you can still use her even without Phoenix Starshine. Just always remember to reload her magazine before entering the specular state. However, before you pull, just a reminder, the next version will likely be half anniversary, so just be prepared. BUBU's recommended logistic squad is Verger squad. You can get them from the event shop. For the logistic talent priority is attack percent, then followed by alignment index and crit damage amplifier talent, while for the third talent is chaos damage. Crit damage amplifier talent is slightly lower than alignment index because the dual submachine gun based critical damage is low. Additionally, if you cannot consistently shoot the enemy's weak spot, then crit damage amplifier might be even more useless. As for her manifestation, the overall is good. Even her manifestation 4 can offer a good improvement, because her damage mostly comes from her standard skill, specifically the mirror shot during the specular state. For BUBU's base teammate, since she is a ballistic main DPS, the first one obviously will be Vidya Celestial Swan. The second one is Phoenix Starshine because you will need a lot of bullets just to clear a single rotation. Next one is between Yao Nightglow and Test Fantasia. Yao Nightglow is slightly better than Test Fantasia if your normal shot manages to hit enemy's weak spot all the time. But if you cannot consistently hit the enemy's weak spot, then Test Fantasia might be better, considering that BUBU shot a lot of bullets, which is very effective to trigger Test aptitude damage. Additionally, Yao Nightglow's ultimate skill also has a downtime unlike Test Fantasia's ultimate skill and support skill. Then followed by Acacia Kaguya, Moxie Shadow, Test the Magician, and Eater the Cup. Just keep in mind that Phoenix Starshine and Test Fantasia must not be on the same team. Additionally, make sure to follow the mono element rule when BUBU is paired with Vidya Celestial Swan. For example, if Vidya is on the team, then BUBU must not be paired with anyone whose support skill can deal different elemental damage. For example, Test Fantasia, Yao Nightglow, Acacia Kaguya, and Test the Magician. Instead, you can pair her with Phoenix Starshine, Moxie Shadow, and Eater the Cup. Alright, I think that's all from me. In case you haven't played Snowbreak Containment Zone and wanna give it a try, you can download the game by scanning this QR code or by clicking the link in this video's description. Thank you for watching, see you next time, cheers!